Yeah, well, g'day. How's it going? You know who this is. I hope. Because you probably wouldn't be watching it if you didn't. And if you are watching it and don't know, then, g'day. I'm bottling beer. And drinking it at the same time. Who says only women can multitask, eh? You know what I mean? So it's been a while since I've bottled some beer. It's been like a couple of weeks, I reckon. I haven't made a video doing it for a while. So that's probably about time I did one. Bottling beer for a while. I think sometimes I try not to think and just see what happens. You can see what's happening now, of course. Beer is happening. Just that amount. Catch the drops for most of them. Put a little cap on top. Beer's your uncle. Or your brother, or your best mate, or your love of your life. We all have our peculiarities, our quirks, if you will. This is one of mine. Could be worse. Not much better. Every time I make one, I just try to make it just that little bit better. So this one, bingo. What is it? It's a Saturday. Saturday night. Saturday. So Monday was the 22nd, I can remember that much. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Should be about the 27th, you'd think. Oh yeah, tomorrow's the 28th. There was something about tomorrow. Apart from being Sunday. Because we day callers like to call it. We just change it. No, every day is like either today or tomorrow. Apart from the ones yesterday. It's odd that we just go around giving days. Pardon me. The same 7 days every 7 days. It's like, say you live a very long time and you have a lot of children, and so, you know, you might call your first one Bob or Gregory or Muhammad, whatever you might want to call it. You just call it a particular name. Then the next day you have Stephen or Jason or whatever other one. But the thing is, you only get 7 different names, and they have to go in particular order. So every time you've had your last Frederick or Jemima, you know, let's not be sexist here. Then all of a sudden, then you just have to go back to Bob again. bob down, kiss my ass, and see me in the morning. Pain persists. But yeah, it is definitely going to be Sunday. So that said, it means I don't have to get up early. The moon itself is going into a half illuminated by the sun's rays tomorrow. Move out of the way. Move back in the way. Thank you. Okay, now where were we? The moon, which was just a new moon just a week ago, at the same time the moon went into the sign of Cancer, with the same time the sun went into the sign of Cancer. The house there of it's 6:17 in the morning. Pardon me. The moon is going to be moving into the next house, which off the top of my head I can't even think. I think it's Pisces. Could be wrong. Seems about right. I don't know. Now, hang on. Virgo. It's either one or the other. One of the ones that's at 3 o'clock and 6 o'clock to Cancer. But I know. I'm not an astrologer. I just follow this stuff to see what sign the moon's in. So the moon, anyway, goes into that particular sign at 6:17 in the morning, but at 6:17 p.m. in the evening, it becomes a precisely half moon, which in the wisdom they called a quarter moon, because anything that's half illuminated, like a semicircle, just let the geniuses call it quarter. I know, right? But I know, they're not completely stupid. They're getting there, but they're not completely stupid. It's called a quarter moon simply because it's quarter of the month, which comes from the word moon, of course. Moon. So a quarter of a month is 7 days. That's where the 7-day cycle came from. Like we just go Bob, Jemima, Bob, Jemima, Bob, Jemima. Or, you know, Saturday to Sunday, whatever. Sunday to Saturday, Monday to Friday. You know, just been spilling here. I'm not sure if I like the new table or not. So the quarter moon, which is the half illuminated moon, 6:17 p.m. tomorrow on Sunday. The moon will be precisely half lit, so we'll call it a quarter moon. And from then it's only another 7 days again until the next full moon. It's amazing how quickly it happens, isn't it? This is the thing that I think most people really aren't paying enough attention to. It's just how quickly and rapidly the moon travels through its phases. You know, someone like me comes along and tells you it's 50 minutes later per day, and you think 50 minutes, yeah, whatever. That's not even an hour. But it actually, in actual factual terms is quite a major difference. It's almost an hour per day. So I don't know why it is that I'm always talking about the moon, but it seems that that is the hardest topic for most people from either side of the argument of the shape of the Earth, whether they think we live on a spinning ball in outer space or know that we live on a flat stationary planet Earth with probably what's an enclosed atmosphere. It's the one thing they just can't wrap their heads around is the moon. What is the moon? How does it work? Why does it work? Why is it there? How does it control the tides? How do we get the phases? Is it real? Is it a light? Is it a self-producing light? Is it something reflecting the light of the sun? And for the life of me, I can't understand why the vast majority of people, sensible and smart enough to understand that the Earth is flat, cannot accept the fact that the moon is a spherical object illuminated by the sun. Like, we don't know what it is exactly, but we can see it's a spherical object illuminated by the sun. So any bloody idiot flat earther giving the rest of us flat earthers a bad name for just spruiking false information about the moon, which you don't know. You don't know. You've seen a few tests proving that moonlight makes things get colder in moonlight, and you think you understand everything about the moon. Oh, it produces a cooler light, it produces its own light. That is the thing that gets me the most. It gets my goat. It gets my Capricorn right up Uranus. No, it's not a good It just annoys me that people can be so smart about one thing, but because another thing is so mysterious, the moon, they'll go and make assumptions, declare them to be truth, and then turn around and say, oh, you're a fucking globehead, ignoramus moron, because you don't agree with me with what I think about the moon. I mean, we agree with each other about, well, probably not a great lot, really. All that I can agree upon is that it's a stationary planar Earth. Not that it's enclosed in a dome or anything like that. Anything to do with that, I can only speculate. And I do. I speculate a lot about it, but it doesn't mean that I know. Because nobody knows. And if they do know, they're not telling us. And those who are telling us don't know. That's the way of the Tao. Literally and absolutely. Anybody who tells you what they know about the dome don't know. No, they do know. Don't say. So then when it comes down to the moon, once again, we don't know. I have produced videos in the past where I've suggested some hypothetical possibilities. I've never said I know. There are people all over the YouTubes and the whatnot to this day saying that, the moon was mined out of helium, mooned out of the Grand Canyon by giants and filled with helium and floats above us to mock us or Yeah, to mock us. Yeah. I think that's what Craig first interpreted out of what I first said, and has become the gospel according to Craig. It's an absolute load of shite. If you really want to watch my video about what I think about the moon, you'll watch it and see. And as I've always said, it's a constantly evolving hypothesis to which I've yet unable to debunk myself or have anybody else seriously debunk. All they can do is ridicule me for daring to suggest that, yes, perhaps raw materials did come from something akin to like what would be the Grand Canyon. But that's got nothing to do with what the current paradigm of what most, unfortunately, flat earthers are saying about the moon. It produces its own light. It's not an hallucination, it's a hologram. As if there's any difference. It's programmed to do that. And yet, you can hold a ball up in front of the daytime moon anytime you see a daytime moon. I tell this to them over and over, and they hate me for it. It's just an obvious fact. Hold a ball up in front of or next to the moon in daytime, and you'll see the sun casting the exact same shadow on it. Why wouldn't it? You know, why have to think it's anything but that? It just makes the reality of the realm we live upon even more fantastic. I mean, more realistic and believable and fantastic, because it is just amazing, really well planned out. Oh, no. I just realised. It's sliced and walk. I've just been capping all my bees with crown seals. That's the worst kind of seal to use. Like, you know, leopard seals are fine. I guess I've got no sense of humour. I planned on that. By not knowing what was going to happen. I need to hear some sounds that recognize the pain in me, yeah. I let the melody shine, let it cleanse my mind. I feel free now. But the airwaves are clean and there's nobody singing to me now. No change, I can change, I can change, I can change. But it's the 27th of the 6th, 2020. Nice. We've just finished our first carton. I believe that deserves a celebratory drink. Whoa. And a bit of stand up heavy one. It was a rather large carton after all. Congratulations for making it this far. Thank you. Is that thing falling down? Let's push it back up a bit then, eh? Just like to say to the good people of the Coopers family, South Australia, I'm back. Just kidding. Thanks for keeping the beer going. Rightio, so what we have next is what we call the Aussie 12 pack. And as we bottle on that, we'll go back to the subject that deeply inspires me the most currently, like not sultanally, not raisiny, currently. And that is, it's all about timing. Just stop it just there. Perfect. So it's kind of disappointing in a way when you're think you're really onto something, which is the truth about the shape of the earth. You try to associate as much as possible with like-minded people. And, you know, just try and challenge each other on their beliefs. That's what it's all about, isn't it? It's not a belief, it's an understanding. The moment it becomes a belief, you may as well be a glober again. Because that's all they've got, is belief. They've got no evidence for their globe, but they'll tell you they do. They say they've got thousands of years. They say we've got billions of evidence. So we'll show us one. Yeah, but we have so many. It's proven. We know it. Okay, then show us some. Yeah, but we know. Okay then, cool. Won't be that hard then. Show us some evidence of the curvature. Show us some evidence of the motion. Show us some evidence of how water does not conform to its own level. No matter where you go, no matter how far you travel, water is still conforming to its own level. And I say, yeah, but we've known it for thousands of years. Oh, well, I guess I can't argue with that, can I? thousands of years proof. You know, how long ago did they abolish slavery? How long ago did they treat the Aboriginal people as human beings? And you're going to expect an authority from thousands of years ago to tell you one of the most important fundamental aspects about where you live? Are you serious? Are you really? That serious? That you will think that something from thousands of years ago is going to be more advanced in our thinking than something from just a couple of hundred years ago, or 50, 60, 70 years ago. Now, this is what really, when it boils down to it, what have you got in the last 50, 60, 70 years that people, for so far as we know, at least hundreds of years, did not have? Or did they have, and they're suppressing us, and just pushing it back into a bygone era? That's one thing that I often think is quite possible, is that we've just altered time. We're actually living in quite advanced times, but they've pushed us so far back, they leave clues to make us think we've moved forward, whereas in actual fact it could be like the year 45,372, for example. Might be 71, 73, but you know, it's about that. But they tell us it's only 1980, or hang on, it's 2020 now. We've come a long way. We were fed all the Buck Rogers and the Star Wars and all that Star Trek capioli on the television as we grew up. It was great entertainment, I guess, if you could believe that bullshit was possible in the first place. But for someone who didn't succumb to all that stuff as they grew up and just kept on looking at reality, the programming never sunk into me. The programming of outer space, this science fictional world. We're in a program, I'm pretty sure. It's not exactly what you'd think of as not a computer program. Some sort of program or another. It's an experiment, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it has to be an experiment. And me doing old-fashioned manual chores like this, it's just yeah. It was, you know, in the Matrix when you see the big internal battery sources, which has got a human soul plugged into each one, or I don't know, a human fetus of some sort. And the energy source is extracting the imaginary dream force out of you through a series of plugs that ran down the back of his spine. That very idea is not entirely anal. It's not entirely alien to what could seriously be going on. I mean, we don't know. It's a thought experiment, isn't it? It says. Where's my beer? There's my beer. Ah, come in. The thought experiment runs a little bit like this. You did not exist till just now. Before that, you just came into being. You were just born right now. Everything you think you believe has happened to you, was programmed into you to make you think like it's happened. Makes you think it's real. Makes you think you live in a real world, but welcome to reality. I will be your host. Uh-oh. You were a bad person, weren't you? You got drunk, Jesus. Oh well, sit back, enjoy the ride, because I hope you brought some beer with you. If not, have some of mine. So our sole purpose as a human slave is to produce stuff. And that is mostly thoughts, dreams, things we experience, think are reality. We just think that it's actually us experiencing. But it's not. It's just you using the greatest creative force of the universe, your soul. Captured and bottled to create energy. Yeah, basically for existence to happen. It's pretty cool though, like when you get to have experiences. While being a battery for the universe. I mean, it's a give and take situation. I bottled the beer. The universe creates the energy for me to make more beer to bottle. It's almost as though it's a constant battle between the bottling and the drinking. It's almost like a tortoise and the hare race, or the battle between the... Has that stopped recording? Oh shit. Between the rock and the water. Although you can bottle give or take 80 bottles in a night, and you only drink 2, maybe 3 in a night, you'd think the bottling would win. But the drip, drip, drip effect convinces you just to make it and bottle it more often, and that can never happen, never run out. And so, it is happy days. These days are yours. Happy days. What did I say? It was 27th of the 6th. 2020. There's another box done. That's pretty good, eh? I think we're making good time. Yeah, I have to stash them up the back, sure. Alright, these guys can be next. They look tasty. So yeah, I waste a lot of my time on my videos, don't I? Just doing what people don't do and not edit. Speak a bunch of shit. Never get to the point about what I started with in the first place. Was, unfortunately, there are people out there, you know, it saddens me to have to actually take the Globe believers' side on this one. But the moon illuminates. I nearly said that the wrong way. The sun illuminates the moon. There's no two ways about it. I admit the moon may project the light it receives from the sun slightly different from what we'd expect, because it may be semi-translucent, and therefore the light penetrates it a little bit, making it more luminescent than you would expect than if it was just a solid rock just reflecting or blocking light. You know, it absorbs it to an n degree. You know, I won't say exactly how much, because it doesn't appear to be that much.